Good morning, everyone. Today we will discuss about data collection, in which I will let you know the types of data and methods and tools of data collection. After completion the topic of data collection, we will discuss about the sampling and statistical tools which we can use in our research. Okay. So now, the term data, what does it mean? Simply, data means the facts, figure, quantities, and information which we are collecting for the purpose to write a research paper. And then the meaning of research data. What is the meaning of research data? Research data means the information which we are collected, stored, and processed with the help of SPSS or any kind of software to generate the research result. This is the meaning of research data. We can use data in various fields. In every field, we can collect facts, figure, information, and quantities to get the results. And in research, without the basis of facts, without the basis of figures or information, we cannot carry research. So data is very important. Okay, so when we get the data always enhance the knowledge of a person, and on the basis of that knowledge, on the basis of the knowledge, we can store the data and process the data, and we can validate the research results. So on the basis of research result, we can take actions what we would like to do for the present problem. So next, data can be two types. The first one is the quantitative and the second one is the qualitative data. Quantitative data means the data which we can represent with the help of numbers, with the help of weights, height and scores. In which quantitative terms can use, we can say that it is a quantitative data, the data which we can quantify. The data which have number is called quantitative data. And on the other side, qualitative data, the data which represent the quality of the respondent. Like in the qualitative data, we can gather the information from the respondents related to the emotions, perception, attitudes, feelings, their labels, their ranks, their order, various kind of things. So when we collect the data on the basis of subjective base, then it's called qualitative data. So simply we can define that the data which have numbers is quantitative data. The data which don't have numbers, the data which is related to the subjective form, is qualitative data. The next one is the types of data. We can basically say that there are various type of data we can use in various disciplines. Like if you want to do the study on the basis of cultural, you can collect the cultural data. If your study is related to the scientific, you have to collect the scientific data. If your study is related to financial, you have to collect the financial data. So you can basically divide data into their streamline, into their disciplines. Okay, the next one is this is basically the main types of data, and these type of data we can uh, define on the basis of sources. So on the basis of sources, we can say that there are two types of data: primary source and the secondary source. It means the primary data and the secondary data. Now comes to the primary data. Primary data means the original data, or you can say the fresh data which have not been used by any other else. Okay, you have the researcher collected for the first time is called primary data. This data is unaltered, unpublished and untouched. Okay, so you, with the help of primary data, you can collect various type of information that is related to the respondent, like their demographic profile, socioeconomic characteristics, psychological lifestyle characteristics, their attitudes, their perception, their behavior, their awareness, knowledge, intention, motivation. So you can collect various type of information with the help of primary source, primary data. Then come to the secondary data. What is secondary data? In a simple language, you can say that secondary data means second hand information. That information already have been collected by someone else and you are using that information for the second time. This data include already published and available data which you can use for your research study. So this is called the secondary data. Then when you are talking about secondary data, you have to evaluate your secondary data before use. Okay. There are some criteria. First, you have to see that data is useful or not. Data, if data have errors, you cannot use that data. If data is accurate, you can use that data. Okay, so there are some bases, there are some criteria. When you collect secondary data, you have to evaluate data on the basis of these functions. Okay. Then next one is the presence of bias. If data is related to the biasness, then you cannot use secondary data. And you have to go through the various kind of research methodology used by the researcher, right? What kind of data collection method he or she have been used in the study, the response rate, the quality and analysis of the data, what kind of method, statistical tool, sample size, sampling technique, or you can say that questionnaire design he or she have been used, which you are going to use in your study. Okay, first you have to take care of all the secondary data, that data is reliable or not. Okay, then you can match the objective of your study with the secondary data sources. If your objectives are related to that sources, related to the secondary data, journals, research papers, then you can use that data. So simply I can say that primary data means the first hand information which you are collected first time, and the secondary data is second hand information which you are collected for the second time. Already this data has been used by someone else previously. So this is the basic difference between primary and secondary data. Now comes to the methods and tools of primary data collection method. So we can use various type for primary data collection methods, but in social sciences, or you can say that management and commerce, these five types are basically used by the researcher. The first one is the questionnaire method, the second one is the interview, third one is the observation, fourth one is the case studies, and the last one is the schedule method. Okay, now come to the first method. The first tool is the questionnaire method. Questionnaire basically is a research instrument and it consists a series of questions to gather the information from the respondent. Basically in questionnaire there is a set of questions. It depends on the questionnaire, but it depends on the topic, on which topic you have to make the questionnaire. Okay, questionnaire have some statements, and every statement is the answers is like multiple choice answer. You can use dichotomous questions that is related to yes or no, or you can say that you can use Likert scale. So it depends on your questionnaire which scale you have been used. So questionnaire is the first method, and there are various type of questionnaire formats. You can use open-ended format for your questionnaire. Open-ended format means you put a questions and you don't provide any options to the respondent. So this is called open-ended format. What he or she wants to write in the blank space, it's his or own will. Okay, the second one format is related to the close-ended format. What does it mean? It means when respondent have the choices, and on the basis of that choices he or she will have to choose one. Okay, so you have to close the questionnaire by giving the choices. The next one is the Likert question. Likert questions mean when you are using 5-point rating scale. When you are using from strongly agree to strongly disagree, like never to always. If you are giving strongly agree, give 5 points, strongly disagree, give 1 point. So it depends on the scale. When you are using 5 point or 7 point from strongly agree to disagree, so you can say that this is a Likert question when you are using Likert scale. Next is the dichotomous question. What are these? It means when you are providing only two choices between yes and no. If you are giving only two choices, yes and no, then we can say that it is a dichotomous questions. Next one is the bipolar questions. Bipolar questions have two sides, two poles, like you can see on the right and one on the right side. To like a question, what is your preference for the following? Like you would like to go for a walk or you would like to watch for a movie. So what you would prefer? You just stick mark on one blank space. Okay, these two preferences are asking by the researcher to the respondents, like one side is written walk, another side is watching movie. So this is called the bipolar questions, when you have two poles to give your answers. The next one is the rating scale question, in which you have to just rate the services, any kind of question. You just have to giving rate to the question is called the rating scale questions. The next one is the pictorial questionnaire. Pictorial question is related, as name explains, is related to the pictures. When you are having a question, like the question is what have you been eating most, and you are giving four choices with the help of pictures, and you choose the one picture for that question. It is pictorial questionnaire. So it's depend on you what kind of questionnaire you can use. There are various scales available in the research, so you can use as per your comfortable, as per your research objectives, what you would like to use. The second method is the interview method. Interview method have also various type, like you can go for personal interview, in which you have to interaction with one to one and take their interview. So it's called personal interview. You ask questions and they give the answers. He or she will give the answers. Next one is the telephonic interview. In telephonic interview, you just make a call to the respondent and conversation on only on the telephone is called telephonic interview. You just ask the questions and he or she will reply on the telephone. Next one is the group interview. Group interview include, we can say that there is a 5 or 7 people group or 10 people group. They are sitting in a group and you ask questions to the group. Then whichever whatever person wants to say about, like I would like to say, I would like to give the answer in a group, any one person can reply for that answer is called group interview. The next one is the structural interview. Structural interview means you have a set of questions, write on a notebook or in anything, and you just ask question one by one in a standardized form to the interviewee is called structured interview. Unstructured interview means you don't have a set of questions, but you have just a key points. So the questions, you have to frame questions on the spot and on the basis of key points. This we call unstructured interview. So these are the type of interviews. Basically open-ended questions are asking, most of the in interviews asking open-ended question, in which you just ask the question and they give you the answer. Next method is the observation method. This method is also very useful. You can gather this data by watching behavior, events, and physical characteristics in their natural setting. This is the just the observation, in which you just observe the people, you just observe the respondent, how they are reacting, how they are behaving. So you can calculate data, or you can gather data on the basis of observation. And observation may be overt observation or the covert observation. Overt observation means every respondent knows they are being observed, and covert observation means when no one respondents uh, is basically know that they are being observed by the observer. So this is called the observation method. The next method is the case study method. Case study method basically, in which researcher can take one or two or more such units for the study purpose, and they studied intensively on the case. And basically this case study is a long period of time, and we can say that they can gather the information about the history of a company, history of our employees, and they gather the data and they solve the case. Most of the companies use case studies method when they are facing any situation, any problem in their company. Okay, so when you are planning for a case study, then first you have to just decide the design, what kind of design you have to follow for case study. Then you have to prepare, then you have to gather the data, collect the data, analyze the data, and you can share the data with the employees which are who are facing the problems. Okay, so this is the case study method. The next one method is the schedule method. Schedule method is basically is related, is like a questionnaire method in which we have a set of questions. But in schedule method, one thing is different from the questionnaire method. You have to make schedule, and you have to send enumerators to the respondents. You have to hire enumerators, you have to hire researcher, and on the basis of you, enumerator goes to the respondent and ask questions, and make rapport with the respondent, and ask them to fill the questionnaire, and they are always ready to help to the respondents. So in questionnaire method is depend on you. You just want to go to the respondent, or you just mail the respondent, or with the Google form or any other form. But in schedule method, you have to make schedule to which respond, through this you can meet the respondent one by one and gather the data. So these are the methods of primary data collection method. Now comes to the method and tools of secondary data collection method. If you're talking about secondary data, I already told you secondary data collection method means the data which is second-handed, okay, which already have been used by the someone else. Then what are the sources of that data? You can gather that data. There are published sources and unpublished publication, unpublished sources. So you can get the secondary data from any of the sources, like government publications, like government have publication departments through which you can gather the data. International publications, through international publication you can get the data. Committee and commissions report, you can use that data in your research with the help of books, magazines, journals, newspaper, private publication, any kind of publication you can gather data. Basically these data have been published earlier, and you can use these data the second time, so you can use published sources for the secondary data collection method. The next one is the unpublished publication. Unpublished publication means they are not published yet. Okay, so we can say that unpublished publication, like most of the student MBA, BBA, BCom, MCom students are doing the research, and they are doing the research, and their research have not published yet anywhere else. So you can visit the library and you can use their research project reports. Thesis and dissertation, the thesis and dissertation, most of the thesis and dissertation are not published publicly, so you can use these thesis and dissertation reports. Second time, next one is the reports of trade association, reports of the organizations which have not been published. You can just ask to the HR, ask to the company's CEOs or board of the directors. You just need that information, and they will provide you that information, that reports. Okay, papers of a private firm, business institutions, you can use these data also for your research. You can also use with the help of electronic media. In electronic media, audio cassettes, like nowadays there is no audio cassette, but some places are being used by the audio cassette, CDs, and pen drive nowadays people are using. So with the help of you can gather that with the help of electronic media, you can gather the secondary data. You can save data in CDs, pen drive, and also okay, photographs and images, audio visuals such as films, documentaries, or recordings. Any kind of recording you can use in your study. Internet, the information which are being in internet and web pages, you can use that also. And electronic journals, you have various kind of online journal related to medicine, commerce, management, human resource, finance, various kind of fields. You can find the journal in every field, so you can collect it secondary data. Okay, the next one is the, now we have completed primary data and the secondary data.